the Women Unleashed podcast. Join us as we share with you the confronting, fun, wild, fucked up, epic, and raw side of being a woman in today's world.
Come along on our journey as we dive deeply into what makes us tick and how we create our lives. Nothing is off limits.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Women Unleashed podcast. I am your co-host Taylor and I am here with Britt, and today we are going to be talking about Britt's amazing event coming up on June 19th, 2022, which is NudeUP.
Woohoo!
Woo! So today
NudeUP.
Today we are going to be getting into all the details so that everybody who listens can find out when it is, where it is, all the different questions.
Why it exists.
Yeah. I mean, why?
Why?
So, Britt, I think to start, the most pressing question is, what is NudeUP?
What is NudeUP? I'm just tuning my voice here. Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, that's better.
Way better. Oh, guys, we're just like audio technicians on the go.
Yeah, basically. Self-trained too.
Self-taught. So why does NudeUP exist?
Yeah,
well,
please.
Last year I went on a women's retreat, a little weekend organised by a couple of friends of mine, and it involved nudity, taking your clothes off, dancing around a fire, bathing, sunning your vulvas, more dancing around a fire. And those of you who have listened to the podcast know that I had an eating disorder, and body image was something that I deal with. And when I finally took my clothes off, I just was like, oh my gosh, like I got bumps, she's got bumps, other person's got bumps. They're all a bit different bumps. But they're hers and mine are mine, and far out. The comparison tool that I used to use all the time was just broken. And I was really just left in the awe and love for the sheer beauty that each and every woman's body was without the clothes.
Yeah.
Like coming away from that weekend, I was like, the clothes detract from the body.
Well, I think they do, and I think these days clothes are making people look way worse.
Especially if you don't know how to dress, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, so go to the possibility shopping episode. That might give you a little bit insight into that.
And let us know if you want to go possibility shopping. But yeah, I was really like, oh my God, clothes detract from these women's bodies. Like they are just so gorgeous. I was really lit up and inspired by myself and my body, and I wanted to wrap up what I got from that weekend into a few hours, because not everybody can afford the time or the money to go away on a weekend retreat.
Yes. Yeah, very true. Very true. So you wanted to just create the same, what you were present to, but I guess on a smaller scale.
Yes.
And more accessible to people.
More condensed version.
Yeah. Amazing.
So that is what I did. And earlier this year we had our first event, and we're running a second event in June on the 19th at 5 p.m, which is a Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
It goes for 3.5 hours. And it's something that we'll probably do 2, maybe 3 times a year. It's not going to be your monthly kind of affair. It's a really special occasion.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. So can you give us some insight into what happens on the day?
Yes, I can. Now, if you're thinking of going and you're one of those people that don't like knowing what happens, then don't listen anymore. But if you do want to know what happens, then by all means keep listening. So the women arrive and they're fully clothed. They've got a yoga mat with them. They've got a robe and maybe a cushion. And also something that they may want to dress up in at the end that makes them feel really, really beautiful.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why later. So they arrive and then they get changed into their robes and have nothing on underneath. And we sort of sit in quite a large circle. And, we'll start the workshop, and one of the first things we do is we have a sharing circle. And the women are asked to share from a particular question. And then we just sort of go around the room. And as people get really comfortable, they can choose when and if they take their robe off. So it's entirely up to them.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. So we do the sharing thing, and what women get out of that is that they're not alone. And what somebody looks like on the outside and what they've dealt with or what they're going through is completely different and unpredictable. And they just feel really gotten in that moment, and they're just really super tight afterwards.
And connected.
Yeah.
And present to how amazing they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And that they're them and nobody else is going to be them.
Yeah. Sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, it is super cool. And then the middle hour, NudeUP goes for about 3.5 hours. Bianca Young, who is our other facilitator, she takes us through her uniquely designed, original alchemy of dance, embodiment dance practice. And it's just, again, it's magical. Like the way I describe it and my vision for this going forward is that you just have like a massive room of women moving their bodies whichever way they want to move. Naked, if they so choose, to like choreographed music and just letting go of shit, just fucking losing their shit, and it's heaving, it's sweaty, it's like, and it can be as fast or as slow. You can make noises, you can whatever, just really primal.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's really cool. So yeah, Bianca takes us through that. And then afterwards we have some vulnerability exercises. Sometimes we'll do a bit of like conscious eating or sensual eating. And then a couple of other activities. And then to finish, we have a professional photographer that photographs us all as a group and some people as individuals or, couples of women.
Amazing.
And
beautiful. Something to really memory. Something to really remember the day. Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I want is people to look at that picture and go, that's right. That's that. I had that experience.
Yeah, really capture how they felt that day. What you created for them.
Yeah. Really.
Or that they created for themselves, right?
Yeah, because they threw themselves into it. And the type of women that come to NudeUP are in lots of different spaces. Yeah. You don't need to have ever been nude in front of people you don't know before. And if you have done it, come on down, and if you're nervous or you're excited or whichever space you're in is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, amazing. And where do you hold it? Where is it?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Right, okay.
I can tell you that it's in Brisbane.
Fair.
And that it's, it'll be within like a 5K vicinity of the CBD.
Great.
But the reason we don't tell people where it is until after they've registered is because we want to make sure that we create a really safe space for the women.
Yeah.
So I
like that. I think that's perfect.
Yeah. We want to make sure that everyone who's registered actually, it's appropriate that they attend.
Yes.
And that they feel safe when they're there. So nobody who hasn't registered will know where it is.
So to know, guys, you need to register.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll have it in the show notes where you can register and all the details, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing.
And So NudeUP is $160.
Oh, of course. We need to get
the
into the
price.
There's definitely more questions to come. Don't worry.
There are more questions, but this is the business end. It's $100, and we'll repeat it later. $160, and if you register with a friend, you will both get 10% off your ticket.
Amazing.
So your registration has to be like, sort of you buy 2 tickets in the same checkout. And there's a code. It's called NudeUP Friends.
Nice.
You just plug that in and you'll get 10% off your ticket.
Hear that, ladies? Bring a friend.
Yeah, and the reason I did that is because I really want women to do this together with their friends.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Because if they do, then that creates like that space of like, oh, I can be really vulnerable with you. I can have my clothes off in front of you. And it's okay. We can actually admire our bodies like together. It's not a judgmental process.
Yeah. That sounds really beautiful. Probably builds more of a connection with you and your mates too.
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. And are we supporting anybody? Is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we like 10% over here. So 10% of our proceeds will go to the Mental Awareness Foundation.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
So mental health is, really close to my heart and also Bianca's heart as the co-facilitator of NudeUP. And we also really love what the Mental Awareness Foundation is up to.
Yeah.
They run the Walk for Awareness every year. They support some really, really epic causes. And we just thought, if we can like generate the funds, we'll leave it up to the experts as to where to distribute them. But in the realm of the cause of mental awareness. So
yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So not only do you as a participant get a lot out of it, you're also giving back to the community as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I guess let's look at it from a different angle, Britt. I mean, this is a pretty big thing that you've done for your community of women and what you've created. And obviously you can't be a small person and up to small things to do it. So I'm assuming there was a lot you had to deal with to actually make this happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of confronting maybe moments for you or things that might have stopped you if you let them.
Yeah.
So what did you have to go through to, there might be other people out there listening that have thought about doing things like this and just, have been stopped. So I guess what did you deal with to make this happen? And maybe what advice or coaching can you give someone else who maybe wants to do something similar or,
Yeah, sure. I had a breakthrough in creating like community and creating relationships with other women, like powerful women.
Yep.
The first NudeUP, it was myself and 2 other facilitators, and the second NudeUP, it's myself and 1 other facilitator. And I just didn't even know these women from a bar of soap when I reached out to them. And to share, something that's really close to my heart and to, open it up to them and have them create it with me. That was really, it took something for me to let go and trust in women.
Yes.
So that was a breakthrough I had. In the lead up to the first NudeUP, I noticed how for about 2 weeks, it was only at the end of that 2 weeks, I had really critical thoughts of myself, like I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. And I saw the impact of that on myself, my relationship. It was really awful. I got to that stage where I didn't even want my partner to touch me because who I was for myself was so gross.
Yeah, right. So leading up to the event, you very confronted clearly by the fact you're holding a nude event.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So
that's a lot to go through.
It is, and lots of things show up, and inside of preparing for this event, I'm getting who I am and what I'm capable of, and that I can actually lead a group of women through this experience just by being me.
Yeah.
I don't need to be like any other facilitator.
No.
I just need to be me.
Exactly.
And that's who I'm going to be. That's who I'm going to bring for NudeUP this time round.
Yeah, wow.
We're at a different location, which is pretty cool too. Try out a different space.
Yeah.
And in terms of preparing for this one, I thought it would just be like a copy paste, but it hasn't been, like, we went from 3 facilitators to 2 facilitators because that was going to serve our women and fulfill on the mission of all women loving bodies. That was the decision that had to be made.
Yeah.
And I just thought, it'll be fun. We'll book the same place. It'll be the same time and that'll be available and blah, blah. And none of that was, it's at a different place. It's at a different time. And like a whole new group of women will be there.
Yeah.
So
beautiful.
Yeah. And so I've had to sort of go through, well, hang on, like it's not just because I did it once doesn't mean it will just happen automatically the next time. Still have to cause it, and this NudeUP is going to be completely different from the first one.
Yeah.
It's going to be its own thing. This NudeUP hasn't happened before.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. It really does. Is there anything else you want to share, Britt?
What do I think women will get out of it?
Yeah, please.
So I'll share from what I got out of it and then some of the feedback I received. Afterwards, my head was super quiet and I just had this really like glowing, cool, calm, confident feeling. It was just like just, when you're on, I don't know if you've ever been on what's typically a busy road and there's no cars on it and there's lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Wow.
And that enabled me to back myself and go, yeah, I can do these things and be really proud of myself. And really proud of myself. So yeah, self-confidence, loving your body, being more connected to your fellow women, being happy with being naked around other women. That's what I got out of it. Other women, I had someone's partner actually say about what he experienced of her when she got home that night, which was that it was like something that she didn't need had left her. Like she'd left whatever she needed to behind at NudeUP and she was just like free to be.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It was
amazing.
Really cool.
And it's amazing for her. It's also amazing for him, right?
Yes.
He gets this woman that's free to be who she really is. The person who he knows she is, you know? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't, I guess, just transform your relationship as a woman with yourself, but it can also transform your relationship with others.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And then I had another woman say, like, she really didn't want to deal with her stuff. She was very like, you know what? I don't want to deal with my stuff, but I'm here. And she said to me, look, the week afterwards, I just saw so many opportunities and was stopped in going, oh, hang on, actually I like that part about myself and I like that bit and I like that bit. And she'd never noticed that before. So she had this whole new awareness of where she actually appreciated her body.
And who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's pretty epic.
It's amazing. I'm in awe of what you've created. I really acknowledge you for being such a stand for women to love themselves.
Thank you.
For all that they are.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thanks for bringing this to our community. You're welcome.
Super, super, super welcome. And yeah, thanks for having me share it here on the podcast. And so the 19th of June at 5 p.m. The website is www.nudeup.co. And you can register online for $160. And if you register with a friend or more than one friend, you'll get 10% off.
Woohoo.
So yeah, look forward to seeing everyone. And as always, thank you to everybody listening to this episode, and have fun sharing NudeUP with your girlfriends and having them come with.
Yes.
please, like it's open, it's for you. And as always, our goal is for our content to reach as many people as possible and become the #1 women's empowerment podcast in Australia. So please follow, subscribe, share, and leave a review. Bye for now.
See ya.